Well, John, congratulations. 2 wins on the bounce. All of a sudden, I think you're only 2 points off the top 6 now, depending upon what happens in the result with Sydney's game tonight. What went right for your side today?
I think that we probably wasn't our best performance in terms of all-round performance, but we found the way, and we did that a lot last season, and so we got that back, and I think it was one of the first times that we've played with our back four that started the season, because there's always been ins, outs, injuries, so it's good to have that back four back together, very experienced. And then, we went 1-0 down, and we didn't, let it get us down. We ended up, coming back pretty strong after that first goal, and we played some really good stuff just before half time. That we took the lead with a great goal, with great build up. We started to get into good areas, started to make it dangerous, and second half they changed it up. They changed their system, and they threw everything at us. But we showed the resilience that we know that we've got. So. It was a good win, considering that we didn't look as sharp as what we've had in the past, but it was a very good win for us.
Well, because a fortnight ago you were getting comprehensively outplayed by Wellington, and you were talking about the mindset that was needed. And today you've gone down 1-0, but James Aloisi's hit the side netting within a minute, and then you've come back and taken the lead by half time. What is this shift in mentality down to so quickly?
Oh, look, it's down to the players really, because they showed the response after that Wellington performance. Well, they weren't happy. No one was happy. I wasn't happy. The players weren't happy, and they wanted to prove that they've still got that winning mentality in them. And the reaction was good straight after that game. From the first training session back. And the level's been up, and also look, we have to understand we're getting players back in as well. That does bring more intensity to training, because players are playing for the positions, and you have to play at your best to actually stay in the starting 11. And so when that happens, then it makes sure that each player is on their game in training every single day. So that's been a little bit of why it's probably changed so much. And it's a credit to the players.
And Noah Botic, I know you're trying to keep a limit on the hype, but if you keep scoring goals, is it going to reach the point where you're just going to have to embrace it and try to figure out a new strategy?
Oh, look, the good thing about Noah is, and I've mentioned it in the past, that Noah, whether he's starting, whether it's pre-season, whether it's just a 10-minute training session, his application is always there. It's incredible that the way that he makes sure that he does everything right, and so then you know that the kid wants to learn, wants to improve. He's always looking to get better. And then he can do it on a consistent basis. That makes it easier for you to throw him in consistently. So I've got no worries about we'll still look after him, of course, because he's only started 5 games at senior level in his career. So we have to be aware of that, and the pressure's not on Noah. The pressure's on the older, experienced players that can help him, because they've been around. They know how to get through situations and difficult moments. So Noah just needs to do what he's been doing. He works well. He gets into good goal scoring positions. And look, today's goal was class, because a lot of other players might have gone to hit that first time or header it. He's shown it a calmness in front of goal and great technique, but he just needs to keep working and keep improving like he's been doing.
How exciting is it, John? I guess when you sort of look into the future and just see what his ceiling looks like. How exciting having a guy like that under your managership.
Well, I was fortunate enough to coach James McLaren when he was very young, and I was excited about coaching someone like him, because I could see the movement was there. He just needed to to gain that confidence, and he ended up scoring a lot of goals when I was with him, and still scoring a lot of goals. Adam Taggart, so I know what Adam Taggart was like, so and I know what top strikers are like, and what they work on in training, what they work on during the week. And so look, it's you don't want to put a ceiling on any individual, especially someone that's just starting. But we can't get carried away either. You know, we can't say that Noah's going to be our next number 9 for Australia, you know, today. He has to work towards that and make sure that we help him. You know, I don't want any comparisons that he's the next this player or that player. You know, he's Noah Botic. He's still learning the game, and we're trying to make sure that we can help him with that.
How is he, by the way? He came off the ground with a bit of a head clash. Is it a concussions related issue? Or?
Yeah, no, he didn't come off with concussion, so he should be fine. It was just a knock, but he's fine, no concussion, so which is good.
And what James Troisi? He came off in the first half. What's he done?
Yeah, he felt his hamstring, so I'm sure that James will be out for a few weeks at least. Don't know how serious it is, but unfortunate for him. But Diamante came on and made a difference for us as well. I thought that, you know, he played well. The actual second goal, the all-round play was, you know, excellent. You know, the forward run from Lockie, the ball from Diamante, the cross from Lockie, and then the finish. You know, it was an exceptional goal, and so unfortunate for Jimmy, but you know, someone else gets an opportunity.
Just a comment on Doumbia's performance. He seemed to look like one of his best games of the season. How did you sort of see it? He looked to be in everything, right?
Yeah, look, I know that Tongo, he's got, you know, great qualities and attributes that really help us, and you know, it was unfortunate for him that he didn't do a proper pre-season with us. Then he got injured early in the season. He was out for nearly 10 weeks with a hamstring injury, so it's taken him a little bit of time. He'll have his, you know, his ups and downs because of that physically, but you know, he wins balls in the midfield. He's always challenging. He, you know, he's coaching out there, gets on the end of things. You know, when there's a counter attack, he's delaying and getting back in and helping his teammates. So he did really well today for us, and you know, we know that he can get even better.
You mentioned earlier, you know, getting players back. I mean, how good is it? You know, Garuccio's in the starting team now, and Topok Stanley's now on the bench. You know, do you sort of feel like you're sort of building a bit of momentum? I know you lost Troisi obviously today, but do you sort of feel like you are building a bit of momentum in terms of squad continuity and that sort of thing? Yeah,
definitely. And Lustica's back. You know, he's been out for about 16, 17 weeks. So, you know, having all those players that you mentioned, you know, Topper and Benny Garuccio and Josh Risdon was out for a bit, and you know, having these players come back in is going to help us. And yes, we've 2 wins in a row now. Players back. We've got a good turnaround, 9-day turnaround until our next game. So you know, hopefully we have a real good run into the end of the season, and we're pushing to make finals. You know, I always say though, it's you know, we focus on the next game, focus on recovering from this, and preparing well.